Hi Chantelle, thank you very much for asking me to do this reading for you for 2020. How I do my yearly readings is that I look at the four main areas of our lives that are important to us, that being career and finances, love and relationships, so family and relationships, our health and physical, mental, emotional well-being. But in that is also the self and our spirituality. So these four areas of career and finances, relationships and family, health and well-being, or health, and then it's almost well-being comes into its own about our what we do to nurture ourselves. That's our spirituality, where we are headed in a holistic way. Are we being kind to ourselves? Are we nurturing ourselves as well as doing everything else that we need to do on a day-to-day basis? Are we doing what's right for us? Are we feeling happy in our space? It encompasses everything, but it's really an important little thing by itself. But as I read the cards, you will find that areas will merge into others, because what affects one area affects another area. And we'll see that as we go along. But for now, I'm going to pull a couple of oracle cards for you first before I start. And what these are for act as a bit of a focus for you. So they're what Spirit wants you to focus on for this year. It could almost be like a word, a focus word. If you've got a journal, you might want to note down any little prompts that you've had. So just pause the video and come back if you need to go and get something to write down. I mean, you can always come back to the video and listen to it whenever you want. But these are almost prompts for you. They're areas that Spirit wants you to look at, to remember as the year goes on. As I said, it can be a bit of like a focus word, that when you're feeling yourself stuck, then remember this word, that this is something that your spirits, your guides, your angels, God, whatever you wish to call it. I am not a religious reader. I am spiritual, so I definitely have my own very strong beliefs, but they are spiritual beliefs. So it's the energy around us. I do believe that our family are with us at all times, those that have passed on, our ancestral spirits, guides that are always with us. But our card for today is choice. For every action there is a reaction, so choose wisely. So excuse me if I look down at the cards, because I read intuitively, so I'll pick up different things and from the card itself, and as I'm talking I'll get information will come in from my guides, from your guides. But we've got choices. So as you go through the year, remember that you can make, there are choices that only you can make that are important to you, that you're obviously, for every action there is a reaction, so choose wisely. Stuff's happening, stuff's coming up this year that you will have to make a choice about. So just toss up the pros and cons, don't rush any decisions that you make. Take your time in making a decision. That's what that one is saying. So that's from the Grace cards. And the other oracle card is from the Angel Oracle. Ideas and inspiration. So exciting things may be in the wind this year for you. Let me just have a quick look. Excuse me as I turn to my book. Ideas and inspiration. You may have, you see the little angel whispering in this person's ear. You may have all of a sudden exciting things come up, some opportunities come up. Let me see, idea M in ideas. Pay attention to new thoughts and ideas that come to you, because they are seeds of magnificent co-creations with God. God or Spirit, whatever you like to call it, speaks to you through your thoughts. And this card shows that the angels want you to notice and follow the ideas that you have recently received. These thoughts are answers to your prayers for guidance, so please don't discount them as mere imagination. Yes, ideas and inspiration. New ideas, they suddenly come as a flash. You may be thinking about something. You may be in the middle of a shower, having a shower as we do, and all of a sudden something out of the blue comes up. Something that you haven't been thinking about. Just go for it. Or research it. It's obviously you've got choices. Here we go, we've got choices, we've got ideas and inspiration. So new opportunities are coming to you this year. And with that, but it's almost like the idea, the spark will come first. I'm actually seeing in my mind's eye, I'm seeing a sword, the Ace of Swords, which is a tarot card for, it's like this new idea, a new inspiration. It's like this flash, it's a gift, and you'll know it when it comes. So that sounds pretty exciting. But we're going to carry on. So I will draw a card for each of the areas that I discussed before. I will draw one card which will talk about the energy around this particular area, and we're talking about your career and finances for now. What is the energy around you for Chantelle? What is the area around Chantelle that she needs to know at this time concerning career and finances? The Three of Pentacles. Okay, so this talks about where you are, where the energy is around you at the moment, and where you could potentially be doing what, just generally what is happening around you and what will be happening as you go into this year. The next card I will draw will tell you how you can improve on that, what you can do to bring more abundance, and just open your scope into inviting new stuff in to improve potential for more career opening, opportunities for going out and doing new stuff, but what can also bring in more money into your life. So that's what we're talking about, is finances, but it's also abundance in all things. So when I talk all of these areas, when I talk about the career, the finances, the relationships, what we're wanting potentially is more prosperity, more abundance of all things, whether that is money, love, excitement, just new stuff happening. But the Three of Pentacles tells me you've actually been working already. So it tells me that you've been working towards a goal, and that almost like there's been training happening. You've been learning something new, and there is this, other people are involved. There could be you working and there are advisors around you, or just building up something new, and it's almost a groundwork. So when we go through the tarot cards from 1 through to 10, these are the minor arcana. I'm not sure if you read the tarot or not, but you'll understand what I'm talking about when I say this. But if not, if you don't read the tarot, it is the building from 1 to 10 are building blocks as you go through the different stages in what we call our mundane life. So whether that is starting relationships, starting jobs, shifting into a new house, different phases in our life. But the Three of Pentacles, the Pentacles talk about career and money and what we do. They're things that are tangible. They are what is grounded, what we can touch, we can taste, we can feel, stuff that helps us move along in our life. The first pentacle is usually, it might be a job opportunity that's come along, or new money that's come in. It may have been an inheritance or a gift of money. That's generally what they're talking about. It could be a relationship as well. It could be a new relationship that's come in. The twos then go on to talk about, okay, we're starting to formulate this plan, but how do we move on from that plan? The three is when, okay, things are starting to move now, and we're actually starting to hone skills. In some schools of tarot, it is called the apprenticeship card. It's where you've been learning a skill, a new skill, and you're honing that skill. You've been learning it, generally with the assistance of mentors, bosses, but it just shows that you're just working away. You're learning, you're improving at what you're doing. It's based in a very grounded place. You know, it just feels right. It just feels right. Where you are at the moment as far as your career and finances goes, you may be in a comfortable place and you see the potential for growth, and that's what it talks about, is that you're still almost not ground floor, maybe a little bit of a step up from ground floor, but there is potential to move on up from there. So what can assist you with this is I'm going to draw a card from the Rider-Waite. The World, which is awesome. That's a marvelous card. We like the World. To me, on a personal level, when I look at the World card, I think of international dealings. I have an online store, for instance, where I sell textile art and other works of art and tarot bits and pieces. And the World card for me generally talks about when I am talking to people from the other side of the world. I sell stuff all around the world, and usually I have international dealings with this. So this can talk about travel on a international scale. It can talk about learning. You've been putting all these new skills that you're learning. When you have this balance of the different elements around the card here, and you've got the circle, the circle is almost a cycle. It's not the Wheel of Fortune. It's basically the culmination of events. It's things coming together, opportunities coming together. It could be your prior learning, the stuff that you're doing is coming together to put you in a space that you can move forward and do something on a much bigger scale than what you did before. It talks about big stuff, the World card. So there are opportunities coming up to you, and it's opportunities for you to use those skills that you've learnt up until this point, and to not be scared about it. So there are opportunities coming up, and it's almost like you're grasping it with two hands and just go for it. So I'm seeing that you are learning. You're learning. You have been learning new stuff, new skills. That there is more to learn, but you are gaining quite a bit of knowledge that you're going to be able to, as the year progresses, you're going to be able to put these together and utilize them in a much bigger scale than what you anticipate now, which is rather, don't think small. That's what I'm being told. Think big. What are your plans? What are your dreams? To go for them, because there are opportunities that will be arising for you in that. So that's pretty exciting. Now we will go on to family and relationships. So what does Chantelle Gray need to know about family and relationships? I continue looking at the cards because new things will appear for me, and then, as I was saying earlier, as I draw the cards for something else, I may find that something from the prior cards will pop up for me, which enhances the meaning of the next cards. Two of Swords. Now this is to do with relationships. It could be romance, it could be your family, it could be friends. The Two of Swords talks about being stuck in a place. It's to me, I've got another little name for this one, which is the caught between a rock and a hard place. Now, you see that she has a kind of a shiny blindfold on. You've got the two swords across. The swords are about our thoughts, our intellect. It is communication. It is our logical processing in our brains, how we work through things. On a mental level, they're an air sign. Now, in the traditional Rider-Waite, it is a woman sitting on a stool and she's sitting in front of ocean, and behind her are two rocks on either side, and she is blindfolded again. It's when you don't know, there are choices to make. Now, we'll go back, I've popped my card down somewhere. I'll find it in a moment. You had a choices card come up earlier as part of the oracle. This is the making a decision. This is your decision card. But sometimes we don't have enough information to make a clear decision, and so we get stuck. We can get stuck in procrastination because we're too fearful of making a choice or making a decision, or we just don't have enough information. Now, this is family and relationships, so excuse me while I look at the card. Now, on this particular card, you've got a moon, and the moon has got clouds in front of it. If you can see that there. This is not enough information. So this tells me that to think very carefully, that there may be something happening with family, a romance, something at the moment, and you need to make a choice, but you're not sure how to go. You're not sure how to move forward. So this card generally says you don't do it. Now, this is not the advice card. I'll draw one of those. But if this was both the situation and the advice, you would say, sit in that space. Sit in that space and wait until more information comes. But it can also be fearful of making a choice, and so you make none, and you get stuck. That it doesn't matter which way you go, it could be a problem for you. And that is how you may be feeling at the moment. So what I do now is I just ask, well, what can you do? What are you needing to be able to move forward? The Ace of Cups. Now what I'm getting is a declaration of love. That's what I'm getting in my head at the moment. The Ace of Cups is a new love. It's a new passion. It's they call it the gift of God. So you've got the hand of God coming here. So this is a gift. It is new love. As I said, it's new starts. The aces are all about new beginnings, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for, I feel that you may be looking for a fresh start, and that opportunity may be coming for you this year. That it's wanting something new, it's wanting something fresh. That's what you're looking for. And that's what you are to look for. That is not what, it may be what you are looking for, but it is what you are to look for. Something that gives you a little bit more of, if there are problems in a relationship at the moment and you're not sure if you should move forward or not, then look at ways to how can you make that relationship new again. What new start needs to happen? What new beginning needs to happen with this relationship? I'm just going to ask for another card for this. I've just thrown one out here. And what I've got is the Three of Cups. So again, the cups are relationships, they are emotions. They are, everything that happens on an emotional level in your heart. The Three of Cups is about getting together with like-minded people. It's celebrating. It's going out and having a drink with your girlfriends. It's getting out there. It's as if you've been stuck for a while. I'm feeling you've just been feeling like you've been stuck in this space and you don't feel like it's going anywhere. That's what you're looking for. That's what you want, is something fresh and new. And so the advice here again is to get out there and enjoy yourself. Get out there and have some fun. Don't don't look for I'm sorry, I'm looking at I was straight away drawn. I've got some photos of my family on the wall beside my office chair here, desk here, and my husband is sitting smack bang in the middle of it, and I'm looking at a very young photo of him. He was only about 15. He was only about 17 when I met him, and I look at how over the years things have got a little bit. Periodically you have troughs, and this was with every relationship, not just with your immediate spouse or intimate other, special other. This can be with your family members, this can be with good friends as well, that you'll have periods where things are meh, that's all it is. But you've got to look at ways to spice it up. And that's what I'm looking at. Just get out there and have fun. That not everyone's perfect. Don't expect perfection in people, but look for the good points and look at what is wonderful about people, and look at what created that. What is it about? If you're having issues with a particular person and you don't know which way to go, if you can't find this little spark, this one thing that looks marvelous, then maybe you just need to get out there and have some fun with some girlfriends and just get away from the troubles for a little bit and just enjoy yourself. There is also if you're looking for somebody else and finding it's just not, and that's what you're looking for, is this new love, get out there and just get out there. Get out, whether that's to join a dating site, whether that's to just go out and have fun with like-minded people, maybe do a hobby, do something different to what you ordinarily do on a day-to-day basis, because that's kind of how we end up meeting people. If you're looking for somebody new or looking for a new relationship, if this is a family issue that you've got, then know that it will get better, because this is an improvement, this is celebration. So things are going to move on. That information will come up from this one here. If you're waiting for things to be clearer, then that will occur, because an opportunity is going to come up for you to be able to do that. And there's also that, the advice is just to get out there and have some fun and try and move out of that stagnant place, because that can be a very stagnant place to be. And you don't want to be there. You want to be out there having a good time. Okay, so we will go on. Your health and well-being. What does Chantelle need to know about her health for this year, 2020? The Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles. Now it was health, which can be physical health, mental health, emotional health. The Two of Pentacles, as I said before, can talk about, it does talk about things that are grounded in the physical. They are in the physical world, and so this can also be to do with your health. Now, the Two is about getting grounded. It is about I'm sorry, excuse me while I just take a moment to look at this card, because it's the first time I've looked at this card. And as I said, I read the cards intuitively, and it's the first time I've seen this card, and I'm just seeing different elements that aren't in the traditional Rider-Waite. So each card will tell me something different. I look at this card and I'm drawn to the dolphin, I'm drawn to the boat. That seems to be coming towards him now, and he's tossing these two pentacles up in the air. So when you're tossing pentacles up in the air, so I'm just looking at the different elements, and that takes me back to, things are coming in, and I'm trying to get it all together. I'm getting a lot of information coming in at the same time. The Two of Pentacles is juggling. Okay, now juggling different things, and it's for you to be careful. This is what you could be doing, is that you could be juggling too many things to keep yourself afloat, basically. That's what I'm getting at the moment. So you might be holding down a couple of jobs. You might be looking after jobs, looking after family of different age groups. It could be jobs, family, relationships, health as well. So juggling all these things and it's trying to keep it all into balance. But the twos say that you're able to do that because the water in the background is calm. And so it's not turbulent, it's not bouncing around all over the place, which means that you're able to maintain this balance. And if you can maintain this balance of all these things that are up in the air at the moment, then you'll have a better time of it. But there is magic in this. Can you see this rainbow? This rainbow and the moon in the distance talks to me. It also talks about secrets and illusions, but it also talks about spirituality and intuition and guidance. So you use your intuition to know how to balance the things that are around you, and I feel that you may already actually be pretty good at doing this, but this is a potential for issues if you don't balance. If you've got a lot of stuff going in at the same time, then it's this need to balance it all out. But I'm going to find time. This is what I'm saying. I'm just going to grab another card, but it's you finding time to balance not just other people's needs and wants, but your own needs and wants. I'm just looking at that dolphin again, and dolphins are symbolic of caretakers. They are protectors. So if you looked at animal guides, you probably need to have a look at that research. I'm not sure on all the meanings of all the different animal guides, but have a look. Google dolphins as a spiritual guide for you. Even if it's just a symbol of a spiritual guide. Oh, here we go again. Two of Swords, she's back. And here she is with her, this is not being caught in this place, it's twos. Twos are all about beginnings. Here, like you've got the not absolute beginning, which are the aces, but it's the next step. It's where things are not moving along because you are getting caught up in stuff. So the advice, if this is advice tells me that not to get caught in this place of not moving. That you see him, he's juggling those two pentacles, those two coins. I'll put that there so it's not shading my face, sorry about that. Probably doesn't matter, it's the cards that are important, not my face. But the Two of Wands, the twos are the next step. You can almost get stuck in a place of not moving because there are too many options. So this could be saying that you've got lots of options to do things, and they're all up in the air at the moment. You don't know where they're going to land, these options. But it's all right. So if we then go. We say that you may have a different of opportunities, a different choices. There are things up in the air that you don't know which way to go. This is being careful about your choices. She's stuck between a rock and a hard place. And so until she can take that blindfold off, until information becomes clearer, she's not going to be able to move forward. So it's getting as much information as you can, knowing what you can do to balance all areas of your health, your well-being. It's looking after yourself here, so you don't get too stressed. So try not to do too much. If you can't make a decision, if you're doing too much and you find you're juggling too much, then sit for a little bit and work out what it is important for you. What are your priorities? And now I'm going on to self and spirituality, which kind of leads from the health. It's what's important for you to find balance and harmony. Because when you are feeling balanced and harmonious, when your energy levels are high, when you're vibrating high, then you can only attract more of that good stuff into you. So where are you at as far as self-care? And that's what this is about, is self-care. For 2020, for Chantelle. You are strong. The Strength card. You're going to go into this year with this sense of being able to just get out there and do whatever you want. It's really such a good card. She's in control. It's about control, it's about self-control, it's about self-strength. You see that she's got the chain around, she's holding the chain around the line. Now the line, it's only loosely chained. You could turn around and rip her hand off or rip her head off if you wanted to, but there is respect there. So to me, it's about she knows she is moving forward. You are moving forward. You have self-respect, sorry, a strong sense of self. And you know that you can do it. Whatever you put your hand to, you can do it if you want it. It's there for you. It's there for the taking. It's a really strong, I mean, it's Strength card, but it's such a strong card. It's moving forward into this place of, I've got no holds barred. It's just running through my head at the moment. The only restrictions that are going to be around you are those that you place on yourself. That's these, and that was this one. As we go back to that, there's Two of Swords. Now, she could drop those swords and she could just take that blindfold off and walk forward, but she's choosing to stay in that place. The only restrictions are those you place on yourself. You have the ability to be absolutely amazing, and amazing stuff to happen this year. There's some gorgeous cards. You've got the World card, you've got the Strength card. You know, those are two major arcanas, which is big spiritual jobbies. It's big stuff happening. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is a messenger. The Knights are things generally moving quickly, information coming in quickly, and it's usually to do with love, romance, relationships. So this Strength could be you going forward and offering someone a message of love. This could be someone coming to you, offering you a message of love. It can also speak of travel. It can speak of travel to do with relationships. If this is a person, the court cards can talk about people, but it's, and if it talked about a person, they can be male or female. Just because it says a knight, it could be a woman. So, but it can also talk about the energy of someone. So this could talk about the potential for a relationship coming in, which will nurture you, which will bring in the love and the happiness that you require, but you are strong enough to do it on your own terms. So this could be a lovely person coming in to, let's say, to offer you love, offer you a new relationship. This could be an offer of a new job coming in, but it's something that's going to make you feel really good about yourself. So this is just, it's an intuitive person. This person travels to do this. This is, I've got two traveling cards. Well, with the Knights, there's two traveling cards. One is a Knight of Wands, where it's usually traveling to a warmer climate or going up north for some reason. That's just the way it tends to correspond for me. It's usually a warmer climate. And this one's heading over east or heading somewhere close to water or maybe it's going on a, no, not going, going on a cruise. I've got river cruise coming up, just looking at this river. So it can do with travel, it can do, but something, it's just information coming in which will enhance your strength, which will be really good for you. And it's like this culmination of wonderful events occurring to make you feel really good about who you are as an individual. So I'm thinking that's about our lot. You need to be careful about choices that you make this year. There are some important choices coming up this year, but I see that they are fortuitous for you. If I could draw one more card, I just fancy I need to draw another card. So I'm just looking at my card, so excuse me as I turn around. One more. We'll sneak in another one. And this is the wisdom of the oracle. Fork in the road. Choices again. Time to make a decision. It's all about choices, isn't it, this year? Considering the consequences as you prepare to act. Owning up to your obligation to make a necessary choice. This is, it's definitely all about choices. Every choice has a consequence. You've arrived at a fork in the road and are being asked to come to a decision. Will you further your dreams by choosing left or by choosing right? Will you take the road less travelled or the one well worn by others who have come before you? This is your choice and yours alone to make. Circumstances and other people will not make it for you. Be present and do not avoid this junction, for it is an important crossroads. Take heart, as no matter which path you choose, you will have a rich and meaningful experience. Well, that sounds lovely. And I think that sums up this reading for you. So I hope you've enjoyed that. And I will talk